Ladies, have you ever been in a situation where you have started envisioning your future with this guy? You started envisioning your beautiful home with your beautiful kids, and then boom, all of a sudden, the guy is no more. He has stopped calling or picking up the phone when you call. He stops texting, replying when you text. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Emotion. My name is Nasra Hassan and I'm not alone. I'm going for a break, and when I return, my guest will introduce himself. But you could also be part of this family by clicking the subscribe button so that you do not miss anything each time we upload a new video. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. As I told you, I'm not alone. I am with none other than Moses Chigongo. Uncle Moses, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Hassan. My name is Moses Chigongo. I'm a journalist by profession, and at the same time, I'm a married person.
Okay,
So,
nice to know.
the nature of my work that I do as a journalist, it also involves things to do with relationship, counseling, and guiding in the papers because we normally help our audiences when they find challenges in relationship. So that is basically why I'm
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank you, Moses, Uncle Moses, for the wonderful introduction. Fortunately, you've even introduced a little bit of what we are going to talk about. Today, we are going to discuss about why men act interested. Then, a few days or just a few moments while the lady has started getting interested as well, they disappear. We would like to know because you're a man and you're a father and you're a journalist, so you are going to tell more about that.
It's okay.
So, what could be the main reason as to why men act interested and then vanish?
Thank you, Hassan. Uh, there are a number of reasons. Actually, some of them are natural factors, others are economical, others are caused by ladies themselves. But at this particular level, I may not go into the nitty gritty so much,
Yeah.
but I'll break a number of those causes as time goes on, and I think we'll be able to go.
Okay. You can maybe break them down, some of the reasons. You've talked about maybe some could be economical issues among others. But my question is, why then does he, in the first place, show interest in a woman, knowing his background or his situation?
Mm.
And after raising the lady's feelings that up, even the expectation, then they vanish. What could be the reason?
Well, as I earlier on told you, there are a number of factors. One of those factors, I'll start with, of course, with the natural factors. One of them is greed. You see, men are naturally greedy.
Okay.
And you see, when they want to quench their greed, their thirsty, they do anything. So I heard you slightly talking about them showing you love, doing everything. Yes, when a man is trying to target something
Yeah.
in order to quench their thirst or their sexual urge, they are capable of doing anything. So that's why, in most cases, when they start a relationship, they'll be able to do whatever you ask them to do, be it money or taking you out,
Yeah.
doing anything. They'll definitely do it because they have a target. So, because of that, when you finally give in and they get what they want, definitely they'll end their sexual act because they will have got what they wanted,
Yes.
and as a result, They will
They
end
will
up
go.
ghosting because they will have already achieved. So that is one. Two,
Okay.
the other thing that is related to that is that men are like lions. They
Okay.
hunt.
They are hunters.
They are hunters.
Okay. Okay.
So-
Interesting.
Yes. Men, like a lion sometimes hunts for either food. They may hunt just to boast around because they have to show that they're the king of the jungle.
They are masculine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have to hunt just
Yeah.
because of boasting.
Yeah.
The other thing, they may hunt because they feel somehow, somewhere, you're trying to challenge their ego. You're passing their den.
Mm-hmm.
Eh? So that is also one of the other things. Or they
Okay.
may just hunt simply because they want to have a taste of the meat. They
Okay.
just suckle blood and they leave because
Okay.
they've tasted. So men are like that. When you're either passing in their own areas, be it a workplace, and maybe you keep on moving around and say, hey, this one, I want to show that. I think I need to find out why she's bumping. Eh?
Okay.
Just like a lion, he
Yeah.
wants to taste and see.
Okay, that's
So that
interesting.
alone can cause that man to start advances at you.
Yeah.
But of course, with a major goal of trying to check
Yeah.
what makes you move in a bumpy style.
Yeah.
And the moment they do it, they'll have achieved what they want.
Yeah.
Then they do it. They ghost.
Yeah.
But putting that aside, one thing that is also natural that my sisters need to know
Yeah.
is that we also have differences in the way we were created.
Yeah.
You realize that men normally don't attach emotions to sex. They
Okay.
don't. Yet with ladies, they normally attach emotions to the sexual act.
Yeah.
So men do it casually.
Because that's how ladies who are created.
Definitely.
We are emotional beings.
I understand.
That's how.
So given the differences in the nature of your feelings,
Yeah.
at times it also creates problems. For example, a man can come and he starts a relationship, but remember his intention is doing casual sex,
Yeah.
nothing more. You see? And they will try to pretend as if they're in love because that is what you want to hear.
Yeah.
They won't be open to tell you that, hey, girl, I just want to use you for a day or to have casual sex. Of course, you will not accept.
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
like
what
you need a dog,
Definitely.
and eventually you have to give it the bond.
Definitely have to entice it. So what they'll do, they'll definitely tell you, I love you, I truly love you because you're beautiful. But at the end of the day, what they want from you is just casual sex.
Yeah.
And where the problem comes is that when you give in finally
Yeah.
and they engage with you, for you may think that he's doing it because he has a lot of emotions or feelings with you,
Yeah.
which is not true. So what they'll do, you go into the act, you enjoy whatever you enjoy,
Yeah.
and for them, that will be the end. But the bad side of it is that to a lady,
Mhm.
that is actually the period when they create a bond.
Yeah.
That is
yeah,
when their
exactly.
feelings start rising.
Exactly. Yes.
So for a woman, as their feelings will be going up, the
For the
man's
man.
feelings will be going down because
Down.
they have achieved.
Yeah.
But for them, sex is just casual.
Yeah.
It was just a game around.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, what will happen? Whereas you'll be crying, craving for him,
Yeah.
the man will be busy doing things that will let you go because they will have achieved.
Okay.
And that is what also causes what you think about people ghosting or moving on.
Yeah.
Then that is now the natural factors because
Yeah.
you told me I break them. So
Yeah.
I'm going deep in. Then there are other factors.
Yeah.
For example, there is a general breakdown of family institutions. Family institutions are broken up. In the African traditional society,
Yeah.
boys and girls were trained and initiated into relationships. They were always prepared
Yeah.
to get into relationships.
Yeah.
But lately, family institutions have been broken down because parents no longer take up their roles. They are busy with work.
Yeah.
So they hardly find time to train these people.
True.
So this also contributes towards the problem
Yeah.
because you find that unprepared couples are starting up a relationship.
Yeah.
but none of them know how
What
to
we are
run a
supposed to
relationship.
do. Yeah.
What are their roles?
Yeah.
How are they supposed to manage it?
Yeah.
In case they find challenges, how do they solve them?
True.
These are two innocent hearts in love. And what will happen is that they will keep now harming each other.
Yeah.
And in the process, one of the parties may feel tired.
Yeah.
And in most cases, men are the ones who normally get tired first. Why? Because for them, they're not emotional as such. So losing a relationship can't cost them much.
Yeah.
And they will leave the ladies to suffer. Because these are the people who are so much attached. They are used to their partners. They have committed themselves.
True.
They have already given in all their heart.
Yeah.
And at times going away seems to be hard because for them they're emotional.
Yeah.
So they'll always try to keep fighting to save the relationship.
Yeah,
but it may not be the case with the boys.
Yeah.
So for them, leaving or breaking a relationship will seem very easy after finding challenges. So that one also contributes.
Yeah, okay.
Then the other factor is also economical. You may find that with the current economic situation, it is becoming so expensive for boys, especially young boys in their relationships, to maintain them.
Yeah.
Yes, however much they could be having that commitment of having a relationship or keeping it, but again, maintaining it may be a challenge. You find that they cannot pay rent, they cannot take care of a lady bit. If they ask for the money to plait their hair, the man doesn't have, because this is a young man in a relationship who is just establishing themselves.
Yeah.
They cannot have the financial muscle to cater for the lady. And what they do, they may at first try to do whatever they want to do in order to at least achieve something.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be the sexual part of it, because they also fear losing somebody before they benefit. They have suffered.
Yeah.
So starting a relationship is not easy. So they will have suffered in the process of starting the relationship.
Yeah.
So what they do, they will say, okay, since I don't have the money to maintain this person, it's okay, let me first get and I pay myself for the suffering I went through while establishing this relationship.
Okay.
So after getting what they want, because they don't have the financial muscle to continue the relationship, they'll give up.
Okay. You've stated the economical factor among the factors that cause this.
Yes.
And someone would wonder, then why do they engage into a relationship given their economical situation?
That is
it a must?
That's a good question. But reckoning on what I earlier told you, is that men are like lions. The moment a lion wants to hunt, they'll go for that prey, no matter the challenges. So what you need to know is that these boys, they start relationship because one, they have to satisfy their desire. The desire is there. It doesn't ask you whether you have money or not. It will live to be there. So what do? They sit down and say, this is what I want. How do I achieve it? You see?
Okay.
So that urge will drive them to start a relationship. But in the actual sense, when they know they cannot do what? Sustain it. But because they have that desire, it will push them to go for it. And what they will do is that they will use the little money or techniques they have to convince you. Either by being so nice, have good communication skills. They can even sacrifice the little they have to entice you to fall to their desire.
Yeah.
But the moment they achieve it, they'll now say, I cannot maintain it. After all I've got, let me continue. And my way, and I leave that person alone.
Yeah.
But leaving that factor alone, there were also other factors. This, I told you earlier that there is also an element to do with the lady's side.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes we blame the male counterparts, but we don't look at ourselves.
Yeah.
There are factors that are caused by ladies themselves.
Okay. Ladies, take note.
Yes, they should take note of this. For example, somebody may be so much committed and willing to start a relationship and maintain it.
Okay.
But in their mission, they have what we call expectations.
Yeah.
They have expectations of you.
Yeah.
Because outwardly, they are looking at a nice looking lady, well dressed,
Mhm.
a lady who is up to standard,
Yeah.
but they don't know what is inside. Because ladies, you also very good at packaging yourselves. There is a
Yeah.
way you package yourself.
Yeah.
Physically, when somebody looks at you, he says, "Yeah, this is the right person I have." But what is inside is
Yeah.
completely different from what you're presenting outwardly.
Yeah.
So what happens is that when this man sees you, he'll think that inside what they are seeing
Mhm.
outwardly is also good. So
Yeah.
they'll start advances.
Yeah.
They try whatever means they have to convince you to start a relationship. And when it starts,
Yeah.
that is when now the true characters come out.
Yeah.
That is when you become aggressive. Now I'm talking of the lady. You become possessive. You remove your true colors.
Yeah.
Then these people now inside feel disappointed. Is this the person I wanted?
Yeah.
Is this the true person I thought I would, move the rest of my life with?
Yeah.
And guess what? They'll be frustrated.
Yeah.
And what will happen at the end of the day? They'll quit and find their way out. That is also another factor. Then the other factor is also has to do with hygiene.
Okay.
You see, you people, at times we take certain things to be light. You think that hygiene is at a certain level.
Okay.
You do it when you've just started a relationship. When you're going to visit your boyfriend, you dress well, you shower,
Okay.
you make up,
Mm.
But in the process, after being with a man for some time, you tend to relax. It is even very common with married people.
Oh.
A person who used to dress nicely, who used to prepare for his man at the
scent.
time, the sense, if they become so secure that now this man, I've got him, he can no longer go anywhere,
So.
and they start now relaxing. A person who used to bathe before you arrive, and you say,
Oh, ladies, are you getting?
he's getting used to me, he cannot
Okay.
go. So they relax
Yeah.
with either the house chores or on TV, and you find your friend and you say, is this the person I knew?
Yeah.
In a dress which he put on very early in the morning while doing work. You find him in the evening when they're still
They're
dressed in
still-
that.
Yeah.
Then these people start now looking at you from a different angle,
Okay.
and they may get frustrated. Then for these other young girls and boys who are in relationship, casual relationship, they
Mm.
also find challenges. Imagine going into bed with somebody and they have a bad odor. Would you want to go back?
No.
So
No.
what will
I'm
happen?
actually sensitive to
No.
bad odor.
They will not tell you because you will get annoyed, and they've already sacrificed their time they will have invested,
Yeah.
of course, into that arrangement.
Yeah.
So they'll accept to first at least enjoy the little they can, but
Okay.
they will not come back.
Yeah.
They will say, I think what I saw is not what is actually being packaged
Yeah.
in the meal they have given me.
Yeah.
So they'll ghost.
Yeah.
They'll go away. And for
Okay.
the ladies, they'll keep complaining, that man, he wanted me, he showed me love before we engaged.
Yeah.
But what happened? Then the final thing, which is very, very important also.
Yeah.
My sisters should know, because there is a way they were brought up
Mm.
thinking that all they can offer in a relationship is sex.
So, yeah.
So they tend to hold it with a lot of esteem.
Mhm.
They look at it as gold. If I offer this, then the man has to stay.
Yeah.
They don't think of the other factors that can actually contribute to a man's stay.
Yeah.
So what they will do, before they give you their precious gold, they'll first make you walk.
Yeah.
They make sure that they make you suffer to
Okay.
get that.
Yeah.
But remember, this is also a person who is emotional.
Okay.
They are suffering, but because they haven't got what they wanted, they'll keep calm. But that thing is also that they are keeping it aside.
Yeah.
So they will keep calm and they struggle to achieve your goal. And the moment they get it, guess what?
There we go.
Hey, what else will they be fighting for?
Talking about sex. Let's say, for example, someone has come to me and I've seen that their intention might be sex.
Mm.
I want to take my time to understand him. because I don't want to offer him my body while I don't know what his intention is. I take my time to first study and understand whether this is the person who meets my expectation. Is that a problem?
Well, it may not be a problem, though lately it is also a problem. It is two-way.
Okay.
One, it may not be a problem because you're studying the person. That is okay. And it used to work back then because that is what our parents or our grandparents believed would work into a relationship. That you first keep somebody moving as you study them. Then after a certain period when you realize their worth being given your body, you offer it to them at the right time.
Yeah.
But again, what they are forgetting is that getting a woman's body can be got anywhere. Getting sex is very easy.
Yeah.
You see, people can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
But what is hard to get is that person who will offer other factors beyond sex.
Yeah.
Like what? Somebody who is understanding,
Yeah.
somebody who is caring,
Yeah.
somebody who is developmental, somebody who is hygiene. Let me give an example. Try to imagine, yes, you've kept me for some time without me knowing you because you're studying me.
Yeah.
And later you realize, yes, I'm the right person. Yes?
Yeah.
Then you say, now that I've realized you're the right person, let's go in for the act. And I find you when you're not clean. Your body hygiene is totally bad. You have a bad odor. Will I stay? However long you'll have kept me, will I stay? So that is not the issue. Even if you offer somebody, I don't mean to say that a lady should give in. No, you take your time.
Yeah.
But matters of the heart are felt by the heart. If you feel you've loved that person, sometimes it may not be wrong even giving in at the first stage. But what matters after or before even giving in, what matters is the quality of what you're offering.
Yeah.
If it is good, even if it is on the first date, somebody will come back for more. They'll come back. Because what you're offering is good. It is attracting them. Because sometimes if you go, experts know it. If you go deep into the advantages of maybe engaging sex, they also create a bond. You know that? Sex creates a bond. So you may find that you're giving in somebody for the first time, but it again, because you're offering something which is okay and good, it creates a bond and they stay. That happens. But away from that, it is also important that even when you've offered that most precious thing after a certain period, try to accompany it with other things, because those are the unique things that will make a difference now from these other people who only offer that and they leave. For example, if maybe we had that affair, but tomorrow I find you in a home when you haven't cooked, you're just seated on TV, because for you a princess, all you can offer is sex. Nothing more. You cannot do housework. You cannot wash dishes. You cannot do what? Will that keep me in a home? It won't. So ladies should learn to accompany whatever they offer in a relationship beyond sex. Those other things play a very, very important part in maintaining men, because men, we are also somehow like women. We also want to be cared for.
Yeah.
We also need people who can contribute something in a relationship, because it's not one way.
Yeah.
You see? So look for that other thing that you can contribute beyond what you think you can offer. Then you'll be able to maintain what? Relationship. But what makes this people run away? It is because of that. The moment you offer that, you relax. Meanwhile, the person you've given it to has also relaxed because he has got what he wanted. So what will bind you anymore? Nothing. So what will be left of you? The man going away. So you should also look at that. Yeah.
Some of the factors you said, it is not about the lady. Of course, there is another reason that you brought, that it is about the lady, but the majority of the factors are not the lady.
Yes.
But in most cases, ladies tend to blame themselves when this has happened. So what are they supposed to do instead?
Well, what I would advise the ladies to do when such a thing happens, the first thing would be trying to talk to that person. if maybe the chance comes. Because in most cases, what these men do, they don't vanish at once. They just go on reducing the communication slowly.
Yeah.
They don't
And that
go
is the
into-
most important thing. You said that they have to talk to them, yet communication is no longer there. They can no longer pick up the phone. They can no longer reply to messages. Then how is the lady going? It's like trying hard.
In case somebody doesn't give you that opportunity to talk to them, then that is okay. One, there is also another advantage which maybe my sisters don't see. When that person vanishes, when they run away, it is also another advantage. Why do I say so? It's an advantage that maybe that person wasn't meant to be yours. So if they cut off the communication and they don't talk to you anymore, first of all, I encourage you to accept what it is and you let them go. They weren't meant for you.
Okay.
Because we have a saying that if a bird was meant for you, you let it fly.
Yeah.
When it comes back in its nest or in its home, then you know it is meant for what? For you. So that is an opportunity. If you let them go and they go away forever, you know it wasn't meant for you. If they come back, that's an advantage. That's when you will talk to them. That is one. Two, we pray. Yes, we are talking about all these things, so what? But something to do with relationship or love. It was created by God. Or for your case, Allah.
Yeah.
So they are the initiator of everything. And they're the ones who have the capacity to have an end on anything.
Yeah.
So you pray. The one who brought that person can bring them back. Or the one who took that person might have had a reason why they took them away. So you leave everything to God. That is the second thing. Then the other third thing I would advise my sisters is not blame themselves because some factors are beyond them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you land on a man who was just venturing, doing research on you by establishing a relationship and ends it prematurely, you have nothing to do with as a person.
Yeah.
So you let them go. But because there are also these other factors that are caused by ladies, I would also advise them to check into themselves. When the person goes, yes, they might have not talked to you because many of them are shy.
Yeah.
They may not tell you that, you know what, this is what has frustrated me. They may just opt to look for another person whom they think will act better.
Yeah.
But as a person, you also try to think through yourselves. Because in most cases, we also do it. We have our personal times when we sleep and you meditate. You think through yourselves, what could have gone wrong?
Yeah.
You may find that somehow, somewhere, the last time you communicated with that person or the last time you were with that person, you could have arrogantly spoke to him. It's possible. Because these people who normally vanishes, who normally ghost, they always have a starting point. They might have either talked with you and there is a way you responded and they said, it's okay, that's what you know. So you also look into yourselves. If you really look into yourself and realize there's nothing wrong, it is okay. You can continue and find another person. But don't hurry into a relationship. First study. So that would be basically my advice.
Yeah, so it means when such a thing happens, a lady has to take 50% of the blame and then she put the 50% to the man. It means that 50%, she has also to own the responsibility and start checking herself to maybe do better into the next relationship.
True, because as I earlier on told you, honestly, no man, it is very rare. Yes, those ones are there, but it's very rare. Every man would have loved to get a person whom they can feel confided in. Somebody who is caring. Let me tell you, there are times when us men go into relationship when we are not ready. You say, I'm going into this relationship, but the moment I get what I want, I'll run away. But you find yourself going into a relationship and being caught there. How? Because what you expected from this person is completely different from what you've realized that person are. You see? You may think I'm going into a person who is a slut, girls who can eat from, let me say, hotels who cannot cook. But you go to a person and you find the understanding. The person is charming. You see, people have got different characters. There is an outward character that we show to the public,
Yeah.
but we also have our own characters that we see.
Yeah.
And when we establish this relationship, in most cases, we get to know people deeper than what we see. So you may realize that the person has been behaving in a certain way while in an hostel.
Yeah.
But when he really finds a true love, he reveals his true character. This is a person who may even tell you, no, don't spend that money into a hotel. Let's cook at home. And by the way, this is how some of us even ended up getting married. Because research has it, most of the relationships we are seeing, most of the marriages we are seeing today, even most of the firstborns, the children that our sisters produce, even us ourselves, were accidental. People weren't prepared to be in those relationships. You may find somehow the person had a boyfriend they started with in high school, but along the way, he finds another man, either after university or at the place of work, and he thought he was just starting a relationship that was casual. But in the process, he realizes that this person is actually much more better than the person he thought, yes, he would go in with. And they find themselves being caught into the act. They stay and they make a happy marriage. So what am I saying? In most cases, these men, yes, they may come and they think they are going to stay in a relationship. They find that you're not good, they'll run away. But there is also a scenario where they will come think they'll run away and they find happiness. They find you when you're very comfortable and they enjoy it and they stay. So what am I saying is, when such a scenario happens, just know that partly a man might have contributed to the breakdown, but also you might have been part. What did you do wrong? Look into it. And the moment you realize it, it may not help you to save this person who has already gone, but it may help you to next what? Relationship, which is a two-way. You get it? So my advice would be, in such a scenario, look into yourself, as I earlier on told you. If you realize that there is something you did not do right, try to correct it in the next relationship. That way, you will grow. I want my sisters to know is that in most cases, when men start advances at you, their main goal in any relationship is always attached to engagement, having sex. Nobody should tell you that I love you so much, I'm going to marry you, everything is going to be fine. It will be a lie, because one, they haven't known you much. They don't know you. The first thing they have seen in a lady is that outward appearance. So how can somebody convince you really that they will die for you? They are going to do weddings. In fact, those who even do it end up breaking after the first 2 weeks in the honeymoon. Because they didn't know the people they were dealing with. So what you need to know, my sisters out there, as we wind up, just that whenever a man tells you, I love you, the first target or the end goal is loving your body, loving what they've seen. Okay? But what do you do when they tell you that? It is fine. When you accept knowing that there is something that you'll offer which will be much more than what they want, in order to also trap them to stay. The moment you do that, in most cases you will win a relationship. If you fail to do that and you only think that the moment they come for you, it is sex alone and it is what you'll offer, and the deal will have got done, you also be prepared to get disappointed. Learn to offer things beyond that. You have a happy marriage.
Thank you so much, Uncle Moses. I think you've heard it all from Uncle himself. And this brings us to the end of this particular edition. But you could also be part of this discussion. You can leave your comment in the comment section below. You can also tell us how you would like us to improve, so we could serve you better in the next episode. But also you can even propose which kind of topic you would like us to discuss about in the next episode. From Emotion, we can't wait to see you in the next episode. But for now, it's a wrap. Bye-bye and stay blessed.